Here are 3 strategies to win B2B leads as a manufacturer or engineering company. Ladies and gentlemen, in the past years, we worked with a ton of manufacturing companies and engineers, and what we figured out is that there are definitely special challenges that need to be tackled when it comes to winning leads online or becoming visible online, getting requests and selling explain-intensive products as a manufacturing company. And if you're new to this channel, my name is Robert and I'm the founder of the B2B SEO/geo agency Serious Media, and in the past years we've helped more than 50 industrial manufacturing, engineering and industrial service companies to win successfully leads online. And we also have a free white paper if you want to dive into that whole topic by yourself. Just go to robertsiegers.com/en and /paper, and there you can download our free B2B SEO white paper to get some more insights on that whole topic. But for now, what I tried for this video is I tried to break the whole process of winning B2B leads as a manufacturing or engineering company down. And this is the overview that I came up with in the end. A typical characteristic of the lead gen for engineering and manufacturing companies is, which is also the same for industrial companies, we just talk about an online demand and supply strategy. So there is a demand online that is researched using various keywords or also prompts these days in AI models, context-based product or machine search, for example. And we'll see some examples in a bit. And then there is the supply. So the supply side is just depending on how visible your website is and where your website is when a buyer or a company owner or someone from the product department is looking for example, a new machine or an engineering service. So we have 3 major blocks here, so 3 major parts or strategies that in the past years for us and our clients came out as the most successful or the most easygoing forward strategies for such an online demand and supply approach. And the first one that I like to dive into is search engine advertising, where we summarize on Google Ads and Microsoft advertising. So those are the 2 big search engines that we can advertise on, and 100% sure that in the near future we'll also see AI models like ChatGPT search here, which is basically then based on Gemini. We will also see like Perplexity, and of course the Google AI mode will also disrupt a lot of that. So it's interesting to see where Google Ads will head then as soon as the Google AI mode will be fully rolled out and will replace a ton of the typical search engine results page with the 10 blue links that we know to this day. Well, let's dive into Google Ads and Microsoft Bing advertising a bit. So what we usually have, according to those 2 platforms, is the most effective way is building search campaigns. And search campaigns are always based on a proper keyword mapping that is based on the offering. So when you sell machines, for example, then you would do a full keyword mapping of your full machine portfolio, of your service portfolio. And we have an example here. This is the keyword mapping for a client of ours that we did. They sell a perforation machine, so they're a perforation machine manufacturer, which is already a super niche thing. Other examples could be CNC machining manufacturers or food packaging manufacturers, all clients that we also work with in the past. And what we do first is we want to map out all of the topics, all of the relevant categories or product categories and machine categories for the manufacturer. And what you also add is usually the click price here. This is an SEO keyword mapping, but it also works the same way. For Google Ads campaigns, you want to map out all of those topics. Why? Because this way you can then easily structure your campaigns. Because usually when we map out, for example, the hot needle perforation machine here. Then we have the macro perforators, we have the laser perforators, we have the micro perforators, the cold needle micro perforators, all different product categories regarding those machine types. And every of those pages that they now build out after our mapping and analysis process, those are the landing pages that are used for the campaigns in the end. And I show you that so you can understand the approach a bit better. If we have a demand supply strategy, then we first of all want to map out all the keywords according to the demand, and then we deliver according to our supply. And this is what we can repeat on Google Ads as well as on Microsoft Ads, because those are the two biggest platforms, to just get all the possible search traffic that is available basically by the market. So there are people, around 50 people, searching for laser perforation machine globally, and that's a niche topic definitely, but it is searched and there are the buyers. We have 70 people searching for micro perforating machine, 50 for cold needle perforating, and so on. And this is the traffic that we want to get with our search campaigns. But we don't only have search campaigns for Google Ads and Microsoft Bing Ads. We also have brand campaigns. So the brand campaigns are the next big thing for the advertising. So usually, according to the budget spent, when you have a Google Ads budget, for example, of 2,000 euros per month, usually the majority would go into the search campaigns, let's say around 60 to 70%. In your brand campaigns, that are usually also through the brand keywords, the machines, if you have like specific machine keywords, if you have your own branded machine keywords, or if you have, for example, a branded keyword like perforation machine by brand X, right? That's a branded keyword, or you have your brand name searched. Those are keyword examples that go into the branded campaigns. According to the budget spend, we have around 10, maybe 15% of the budget that we want to spend on branded campaigns. And then we also have retargeting campaigns that we can build on Google Ads and Microsoft Bing Ads. Retargeting campaigns are, for example, if someone searched for, let's say a buyer looked for a hot needle perforation machine. Not a lot of people look up that per month, so 10, but they maybe visit the site and then they just forget about it, but they have been on your website, on your landing page, on the hot needle perforators machine page. So we want to bring them back on the page if they haven't sent a request, if they didn't become a lead yet, or filled out the contact form, or schedule an appointment with your sales team. So we want to bring them back. And how do we do that? We do that by using retargeting campaigns. Retargeting campaigns can be used on Google Ads or Bing Ads. For example, sending a banner ad to, or like an ad creative, so a visual ad, not in the search network, so not when they, for example, search on Google, but a banner or visual ad to their Google Mail account, to their Gmail account, or to websites that are browsing. For example, if they read the news on a news page, they will also see your machine again. And this is the purpose here of retargeting. We also have 10 to 15% of the budget in the retargeting campaigns, and this is usually a full rounded setup. Regarding the sales funnel, that's another aspect here. So where do we want to start with our keywords? You may have seen that already in the chart here. We usually start with the commercial keywords. And this is also what I try to visualize here for a bit. When we want really sustainable lead generation through Google Ads and Bing advertising, we of course want to try to target to be present throughout the whole search journey, but we always start with the transactional and commercial keywords. The transactional and commercial keywords are those here in the lower funnel area. So the sales funnel is always based on the customer journey, and the closer the people are to actually requesting or buying a machine, the more interesting those keywords are for us. So getting back to the keyword mapping, we want to target first keywords like hot needle perforation machine. This one is super hot. This is transactional. Hot needle perforation machine price. So people want to know about the price. They have in mind that they want to compare different machines already. So those are the keywords that we want to focus on first. Often, not as often as searched, as for example, those keywords that are more like bottom middle of the funnel, but we definitely want to target those in the specific campaigns. If you have a higher search volume, let's say you actually have the keyword buy hot needle microperforating machine, and let's say the keyword would be searched already 50 times, then you can make a separate campaign out of that, just based for the bottom of the funnel, so just commercial or transactional intention. But in this scenario, I would combine all of those keywords and build one campaign for each of the machine categories here. So no separation because the search volume is already quite low. Well, and then we have the second big strategy here, which is the SEO/generative engine optimization stuff. There we have, first of all, the whole topic of local SEO and geo. When it comes to manufacturers, to engineering companies, often they sell locally. Often companies don't order machines throughout the world, throughout the country. Sometimes that's the case, but some of them are also local companies who sell their machines locally. If that's the case, then it's really interesting to also focus a bit on that. So first of all, optimize the Google business profile. I tried to look up some here. So CNC Machines Toronto, and I got this places feature here on the Google results page, and I checked some of the companies here, and this is a good example. So this company has a fully filled out Google business profile. This is definitely how you should do it. Put your name, but don't just put your name. Put, of course, your address. Put a full description here of your company. Put your socials, right? Answer to the reviews. Make sure that there are reviews of your company by your clients. So the Google Business Profile is definitely structured data that is really valuable these days when it comes to becoming visible in AI models and the Google AI mode. So you want to be pretty sure that you have everything in your Google Business Profile. That's the first thing you can do. The next thing is to also focus on local product and service pages. So this is not a good example for a local industrial or manufacturing company. But when you, for example, have a company that offers, let's say, tube banding services in Toronto, then you want to, of course, make sure to optimize a local landing page on the whole topic, tube banding services just for the Toronto area. Maybe you can also build a similar page for another city that is close by. Maybe, for example, for Kitchener. So that's also possible. And this is usually the strategy that you follow first when you are a local manufacturing company. If you are more a globally acting manufacturing or engineering company, then your content marketing approach is always a bit more generalized. This is, for example, the approach when you sell bigger machines, like this example company here. They sell perforation machines all around Europe, all around the world, so pretty international approach. So you don't see commercial machine pages here with local names, and this is also on purpose because the search volume is not that high. So there probably is no one in Toronto looking for laser perforation machines in Toronto. But there might be someone in Toronto who's looking for laser perforation machines just in general, and then finds this company which is sitting somewhere in Europe. So the approach here is to first of all figure out the search intent. And as I said in the strategy regarding the Google Ads keywords here, we want to figure out, first of all, if the intent is informational or if the intent is, for example, commercial or even transactional. And we can see that in our mapping quite quick. This one here is definitely transactional. This is because there is the keyword of price involved. Usually you also have that, for example, the keyword of buying is involved, or online shop, something like this. When you Google, for example, let's say CNC Machines Toronto, then what you get is you get CNC machining companies in Toronto. So this search intent is definitely commercial because people are looking for companies who offer those machines, products. When we have keywords that are more informative, informational keywords, then this might be, for example, let's see if we have some here, those macro perforation, micro perforation, laser perforation. Those are not keywords that are searched to find a company. Those are keywords which are searched to find an informational article, a guide, or a blog that explains this topic here. So this is a clear distinction here. Usually those are the primary pages that you optimize first. Also in SEO, of course, you focus on these as well on Google Ads, as I said. Informational pages are the pages that you focus on afterwards. So those are basically the second part of your SEO strategy, but they're not irrelevant. They are just not as relevant as the revenue driving pages. For the new search model strategies, when you want to optimize for, let's say, the Google AI mode or ChatGPT, you of course want to provide those informational search pages as well to position yourself as a well-known company who has a lot of experience and knows the processes and the science and the theory behind their offerings, products, machines, etc. If you have built the commercial pages, maybe the local offering pages and the guide or blog pages, this is, by the way, something that we also do when we work with our clients. So we, for example, focus on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 topics a month and then build the guides, the informational pages with our clients every month, so their website grows and grows and grows throughout our cooperation. When you have done that, then we usually also focus on link building and digital PR. Link building becomes even more relevant these days in the times of AI models because the AI models like Google AI Mode, ChatGPT Search, Perplexity, they crawl through the web and they want to find companies that are not just having some content on their website, but they're actual brands that are present throughout the internet. So you can achieve that manually by, first of all, building off-page links, but not just creating links, also mentions or mentions of your brand, of your name are relevant. And there are, for example, pages, let's say you are having a company that sells machines, CNC milling machines. So a magazine like this is just an example, like manufacturing.net is a highly relevant source where you could publish a guest article or get a backlink from. Another example here is, for example, this is a German website. It's kind of like an industrial magazine that writes articles about different industrial topics, manufacturing topics, AI topics, fabrication topics. So highly relevant source as well, even if it's a small niche magazine for industrial companies. From those pages, you want to get your backlinks and you want to get mentioned and recognized on those magazines. special industrial niche magazines, because those are also the sources that AI models quite often crawl. Then we have, in terms of generative engine optimization, which is a whole part of SEO that focuses on AI models like ChatGPT, you name it, Google AI Mode, etc. What you can do here is focus also a bit more on structured data. These days, everything is about structured data and structured information when it comes to SEO. So when you, for example, have prices on your website, or you have FAQ elements and stuff, then you want to use structured data markups. And this is an example article here by Google, how you can implement structured data. Basically, it just leaves a tag on your HTML code, basically. So if an AI model now crawls your website, it easily identifies and understands the kind of element or section that you're talking about on your website. I will link the article below this video as well, so you can check that out. Basically, the Google Business Profile is, by the way, also structured data. It's not on-page structured data, but as you can see already, it's built like a chart, and AI models will definitely crawl this data as well to make sure that your company is relevant for a given search prompt. Omnipresence is another factor here. That just means that you are not just visible, for example, with your website in the common search engines, but that you're also, for example, visible on YouTube. Let's check that out. We have our YouTube channel here. So we are also not just on Google. We have a ton of content here on the channel. We also have a LinkedIn profile where we are visible. So we are visible on more than just one channel. And this is all data that, again, AI models use to evaluate if your company is relevant for a certain product search or not. And last but not least, we talk about the website. The website is basically the fundament, the basis of everything that we talked before. Because without the website, you cannot optimize your content to be found by search engines and models. And of course, you can also not build landing pages for your Google Ads and ads campaigns in general. So first of all, a design is the web design of your page is definitely important. Remember that you're not Apple.com. So as a manufacturer, as an engineering company, you don't need a 200,000 euro website. Maybe if you have a huge e-commerce store within it. But most companies, they don't need a super crazily designed website. What's important is that the design is appealing to your customers, that it represents your brand, that it looks modern in a way, that it's easy to use if you, for example, have a configurator on your page to customize machines, if you have technical data sheets, that those are embedded on your page, not just somewhere as a PDF file. No, you want to design also your technical data sheets that are highly relevant for industrial companies, for manufacturers. The page needs to load quite fast, doesn't need to have a perfect page speed. I've talked about that quite a lot. This is an example page that I just found on Google, and this is way enough. Even if Google says, oh, the performance is not good enough, it's very usable. Most pages won't score really high page speed values here, but they're pretty usable and things work out. This is how I would do it. Here are also some design examples that we built. This is a website design example for a manufacturer of excavator buckets. You can see how it looks, right? We have a pretty clear H1 here. We have the core offering displayed in one sentence, and then we have a call to action, and all of that on the page before you even scroll once. Same for the mobile version. Make it as easy as possible. Then we have trust elements here, right? USPs. We have the reference, the client's logos, application areas, the processes and workflows. Additional services, maybe if you have this in your company, a personal contact person. Don't make it anonymous. Make it understandable, make it individual, and make it personal, right? And an FAQ element. This is how you design easily and simply a manufacturer engineering website. Don't make it too complicated. We also have the website structure. The structure is always based on the keyword mapping. So for example, if you figured out that you have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 of the major product or machine categories, then you have to display one page for each of those product categories. Also make sure, of course, in the menu that you have links to your informational content. When I would click here, for example, we can have a look how that looks on our website. We first of all have the commercial pages, so our service solution pages. Then we have the consulting pages. Then we have the About Us page and the informational pages like the guide and etc. So this is how you structure it. Commercial first, then informational. And this is another trust element here that AI models also crawl. So definitely keep that in mind to embed that in your structure. Then you can use landing pages. Landing pages usually are the service pages. You can, if you optimize them quite well, as I showed in the example now, if you do it like this, then you can also use them for your Google Ads campaigns. And according to conversion optimization, I also show that it is just that, for example, you don't need to scroll. You have everything right away. If you just get to the site, there is no empty space. We have the most important information here, the call to action. Conversion elements are also the USPs, so the trust elements, the clients, logos, and the personal contact person, right? This company is not led by an AI, for example. No, this is a real person, a real team, real people behind that. Make sure to also bring that on your site. And that's basically it. This is how you win leads online as an engineering or manufacturing company. And if you now also want to get support by us, we have done this process for more than 50 manufacturing, industrial, and engineering companies already. So just go to robertsiegels.com/en and you can book a free consultation here, and then we hop on a call together wherever you are and see how your SEO/geo strategy or your Google Ads strategy or even your new website could look like. I'm looking forward to see you in the call or in the next video. Have a fantastic day, and if you have questions, definitely leave me a comment below.